Hi all, this is my first video after my introductory video of Himachal Pradesh bike tour. I want to underline one thing in these coming videos of Himachal Pradesh that this was a foreigners group and I was working as their accompanying tour guide, so for the respect of their privacy I am going to avoid to show their faces. Our first stop was Shimla. Shimla was the summer capital during British colonial period when New Delhi became the capital after the visit of King George V of England. We arrived at Shimla in the evening and only had time to go to our hotel. But still we took out some time to go to Mall Road, which is the main market or main attraction center of Shimla. We decided to spend the whole evening here on Mall Road and all streets connected to this road and took a late dinner. It's a nice place of attraction for all the tourists who come here. There is also a big choice of cheap to expensive restaurants on this road if you want to take dinner in the city. There are also some restaurants which remind of British period if you want to have that feel. If you like to have some ice cream after the dinner, there are also some nice ice cream parlors on this road. There are really so many things to see here and you can easily spend a nice time here. If you have some free time like a whole day with you, there are some other roads below this road which also can be joined by some interconnecting streets or steps. You can go to the church square, which is a famous photo point if you are a fan of taking group photos or selfies. You just have to take some steps up from the mall road. This is a happening place especially in the evening and very popular among youngsters. Other choice is you can enjoy the toy train. This train was established more than 100 years ago. Today this train is classified in the World Heritage List of UNESCO. If you are a shopaholic or souvenirs, you can go to Lakkad Bazaar, which is not far from these places. You can also go to Jakku Temple just 1.5 kilometers from Mall Road. Or you can go to Chadwick Waterfall, which is 7 kilometers. Otherwise, just a small nature walk around Shimla to enjoy the nature with pine and cedar trees if you are nature lover. We stayed here in the Hotel Woodville, which is an old palace converted hotel and belongs to the ex-royal family of Jubbal in Himachal Pradesh. It's very well situated and one can easily go from here to the Mall Road. Also, there are many nice views of mountains all around. The next day we had a long drive, so we prepared our bikes and left Shimla at around 8 am. We stopped at a point for a photo of the mountains which seemed to be a nice point, but just later we realized that this was really dangerous place as it was just empty on the other side of this platform and one could easily fall some 1000 meters if didn't pay attention. We just finished our photos and continued. We stopped to have a cup of tea at Narkanda. Narkanda is also a nice stop. Some people who just come for an outing for 2-3 days and want to go farther than Shimla also come here as it's not really far from Shimla. There are some nice and cheap hotels here. Otherwise, one can also do a nature camping, which is a very refreshing experience if you want to live a life out of comfort zone. There are some nice campings available. Otherwise, you can also come with your tents and equipment. You live in real nature in both of the cases. There are many choices of restaurants. Next big city on this road is Rampur Bushahar. Normally we go till Jeori and then take right from here for our next destination, which is Sarahan. As we have to take the same road to come back to Jeori to continue next day, we thought of this adventure of taking a small village road just above the Rampur Bushahar. I had already downloaded the map in my GPS for this small road, which crosses many villages before we arrived to Sarahan. As you can imagine the worst, the map stopped us somewhere in the middle and we had to ask local people for the way. This was a tough road, but from this height The views of mountains were spectacular. Anyway, we arrived at Sarahan only in the end of the evening. I was a bit worried for the group and was regretting my decision to take this road. You know, in mountains, the sun disappears around 1 or 2 hours before the real sunset. That's why during these journeys we want to arrive the latest in the late afternoon. But once we arrived at Sarahan, everything was forgotten. This is really a lovely place. Once you are here, you are really in another world as compared to Shimla or Narkanda. Anyway, we had to postpone the small walk of Sarahan to the next morning before our departure to Sangla. We'll talk about that part in my second video. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And if you are not already subscribed, click subscribe now and also click the little bell icon. That way you'll get notified of the next video that I publish. Goodbye. I will see you on the next video. There's lots more to come.